Are you faced with a house with cigarette damage to the walls and ceilings? Nicotine stains everywhere? Let's look and see how to get rid of those. That won't work. This is going to be a short video and it's going to be mostly still shots. Unfortunately, I did not video me in action getting rid of this. I had my mom's house. The last family member passed away and they smoked in the house for years, probably like 20, 25 years with the windows closed. I mean, they've always smoked in the house, but my mom kept the walls washed, kept it clean, so you never really knew of it. Once she passed away, it just left my brother, and he just pretty much just ruined the house with the cigarette smoke. And I tried to place it in the closet with kills, with oil-based kills, just to put a spot over it, and the cigarette smoke would still bleed through. Matter of fact, at one point when my mom was still alive, the cigarette smoke was in the kitchen was so bad, and they always smoked at the kitchen table. She wanted me to paint the ceilings. When you put paint on it, that yellow would just come right back through. So I knew I was going to have to do something to remove all that, or have to re-sheetrock the whole house. I didn't want to have to do that, just to get rid of it. So I've worked on cars for years, and I've used a product called Super Clean, and and not just in automotive stuff. I've like working on appliances and stuff. But when there's like caked in grease and stuff, I've used it to actually get rid of that kind of nasty stuff. So I thought, well, I'll try it. So using a pump sprayer just like this, actually this is the one I used. I used Super Clean. I bought several gallons of it and I poured it into the pump sprayer, and I went around and I sprayed the walls and the ceiling. I first tested in one room and it just left me a white spot. Then my brother's room, he smoked in his room with the door shut all the time, the windows closed, and he had speakers in the corners of his room, so electronics draws nicotine and smoke and stuff like that to us. So not only were those corners yellow, they were actually black. I mean, it was black up the walls and black up the ceiling. So I just sprayed a spot just to see, and it turned it white. So I knew that I was onto something. So I went through the house. Of course, I wore a respirator and a mask, just depending on how closed up I was. And I used the Super Clean, sprayed the walls, and I had a bucket of diluted Super Clean into some water, and probably a little, I think I used liquid detergent just to dab or so. I just used rags. I wore gloves because that stuff will dry your hands out really bad. I wore gloves and I wiped the walls, spray the walls, then I wipe them. Spray the walls and wipe them, and it went pretty quick. Now for the ceiling, it's a textured ceiling. And I've watched some of these other videos and they show, oh yeah, you scoop there and you wipe it with a rag. Well, I don't know if you've ever tried to wipe the textured ceiling. That's where they've used the ceiling texture, and it's hanging down and it's like little teeth. You don't wipe that with a rag. It just tears the rag, or it snags, or it starts trying to rip the stuff off the ceiling. So what I did is I went and bought a cheap mop. And I'm talking like if you go to the dollar store, or Walmart or Kroger, and just buy those $2 or $3 El Cheapo mops. I mean, they're disposable. I bought several of those, and what I did is when I sprayed the ceiling, I just tamped it and just sop up the stuff right off the ceiling with it. And you may think that would take forever, but it actually went really quick. And I'm sure you could probably get bigger sponge mops and stuff. I mean, it's just up to you what you want to get. But between those two methods, I turned all the walls white. My brother's window, which you'll see here in the video, was so cigarette smoked that a guy could be on the other side waving and you'd never see it. It was just completely caked. I mean, the sunlight wouldn't hardly even come through it. I took the window sashes out and took them out in the driveway, and I sprayed them down with Super Clean and then washed them off with the hose, and they looked like they were brand new. They were vinyl windows, and luckily both sashes came out. Or some didn't. I had to clean it inside, but they cleaned up the windows like brand new. And on top of that, it pulled the cigarette smoke out of it. Now, if you're dealing with a house really smoked like this one, I mean, I had to pull the carpet. What I did is the carpet was ruined with cigarette smoke, so I left the carpet down, so that way when I was spraying the walls and stuff, it'd go into that carpet. And when I got done with cleaning all the walls, I just ripped out the carpet and threw it away. And then just to make sure, I went ahead and sprayed the floors, and using that same kind of mop, I just kind of mopped up the floors with Super Clean. And that pretty much, when you'd walk, because I don't smoke, so I can smell it from a mile away. But after, and I left the windows open for a while, but after I got all the walls and ceilings and the floors clean with super clean, I'd come back into the house like the next day, and I could barely smell cigarette smoke at all. I mean, it was pretty much gone. And the kitchen, it was a typical 70s kitchen. It had paneling, and the paneling looked, I thought it was a dark brown, and it always had a greasy look to it, but what it was cigarette stained, and all that tar nicotine was on it. So when I started cleaning it, it was actually more of a gray paneling, and you'll see it here in this picture. So it was like a gray color, and it got rid of that greasy, nasty look. And the cabinets were all black and nasty around the edges and where the handles were and stuff like that. And I used the super clean in that inside and out of the cabinets. And I took all the appliances outside and scrubbed them out with the super clean. And like I said, it removed all that stuff. The only thing that wasn't salvageable was the refrigerator, and that's because the tar nicotine was up inside the coil. As a matter of fact, it had already destroyed or just damaged the refrigerator at one point. I took it off to have repaired. They wouldn't take it in their shop, it stunk so bad. And refrigerators have a way of collecting odors like that. But the next time around, it wouldn't come back on. I turned it off to, not to run while the house was vacated. And when I went to try to turn it back on, it wouldn't come on because it was so gummed up with cigarette smoke. So that was the only appliance I couldn't save. But I washed the dishwasher and the range, and it saved it. So, but that's just a tip. You can use the super clean. And also, by the way, myself and Super Clean are teaming up to do a giveaway. So if you'll comment down in the comments, just comment super clean. If you'll put that down in the comments, I'll randomly pick a winner, and I'll reply back to the winner. And if you get that, reply back to me, and I'll send you an email address to where you can get a free bottle of the original spray super clean and an aerosol degreaser from Super Clean, which works really well. I use the aerosol on my toolboxes and all the stuff in my garage. It will work on appliances. It's good for like a washer and dryer. If you got, it's really good degreaser. And it's spray foam. In the past, when I tried to clean my toolboxes or my equipment or anything in the, like in a laundry room or appliances and stuff, and I've used the spray degreasers like 409 and things like that. They work sometimes, but I've noticed that sometimes they'll remove the paint because it's too liquidy, or it doesn't work well enough. But the fact is, so liquidy, sometimes it runs off the sides and you don't want it to do that. A spray foam degreaser, you can actually apply it to where you need it, and then it wipes off pretty good. But anyways, be sure to enter the contest. Comment down there super clean. Like I said, you have a chance of being the winner, and you get a free bottle of super clean and an aerosol can of super clean. So let's watch this little quick video. It's real short. I've probably talked longer than the video is. So let's look at the video real quick. So I hope you found this video helpful. Like I said, I didn't even think about when I was faced with trying to get rid of this house. My main goal was just to get in there and get it done. I didn't even think about videoing the fact that how to get rid of cigarette smoke off the walls and stuff. Actually, it was just the other day that a friend and I were talking about that he was faced with having to try to remove cigarette smoke from a house he had acquired. And I told him about it, and he goes, well, you should have done a video on that. So now I'm doing a video on it after the fact. At least I took some pictures, and I can make it into a little bit of a video here for you. So if you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, be sure to comment. I always answer my comments. I always reply to them. So just stay tuned. I'm always doing some crazy things. Never know what I'm working on next. See you in the next one.